How y'all doing? Thank you for being patient. I know it's been quite a while since I posted on this. Sharing what I know about acoustical gigging and solo gigging and doing it all yourself. And so I wanted to share that with you and share that everything is involved that I do, what I do personally, because maybe it can benefit you, maybe not, or you can learn from my mistakes, whatever. So yeah. That's what's going on, but I hope everybody's doing okay. Now it's time to brush up, get the cobwebs out, and practice your set, and get out there and do gigs. So I think what I'm going to start off with this episode is what I use specifically in my performance. I do not use backing tracks, and now I'm not putting backing tracks down. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of single solo artists that do that. But I don't, and to me it's a little karaoke, a little bit, you know. Not only is it live what I do, everything is live, and I do loop. I've got one pedal that I loop, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Is my Beat Buddy. I purchased the Beat Buddy when it first came out, and I don't know how long it's been out for, 4 years maybe, something like that. It hasn't been out that long, but I purchased this thing and it really stepped up the game, and it just gives your acoustic stuff a nice solid beat, and you keep good timing with it, and it's great, and it's got it where you can hit it, do a fill if you want. Now I don't use it as a foot pedal. I just have it right here on the side of my board where I play live. I have it on my board right there. This is the guy right here. This is it. My Beat Buddy. This thing's just awesome. Not only do I use it live, but I've updated the card and added some drum beats that you can. There's a card on the back right there. You can see that SD card right there. And so I got this when it first came out, and I was just like, wow. It was like kind of perfect timing, because pretty much I hadn't been into my solo gigging that long. I think I've been only doing it for like a year. So when this thing came out, I went, oh, okay, let's do this. Let's check this thing out. So it was kind of expensive. I think it was around $300, maybe a little over $300 or something for this thing. I think these are cheaper now. I don't know. I think they are, because I plan on getting a new one. So down the road, because this thing is just so worn, but I got a great card on it. But it's still holding up. It's great. It doesn't look like I've got this. You can see this block, this wooden block I shaved, cut out, and put it on here so that I could have it set up on the desk. I don't know if you can see, but you can set it up on the desk where I have it next to my board, and I can make my adjustments on what drum beat that I want. I can go through, and I've learned to go through this really fast, and it's all right here. This little thing right here, so it's all right there. And then you have your tempo, and then you have your drum set, and then volume. So volume, I always blow it out all the way. I put it up to 11, and then I just adjust it accordingly on the board. So I go straight into the board, and then it comes out the mains with this little guy right here. Beat Buddy comes with all the cymbals and the crashing of the cymbals. It's just an amazing sounding set, especially for live. And I actually use this for my original music on my DAW system here. Yeah, I actually use it. I mean, there's some things I got to do to clean it up a little bit. But what I love about it is when you're playing, and say, most people that would probably use this is on the floor. So this is on the floor, and then you hit that pedal, and then doesn't matter when you hit the pedal, it'll put the drum fill exact spot in perfect timing, and you come back in on the one, no matter what. That's the beautiful thing about this thing. It always brings you back to the one in perfect timing. No, even if you maybe hit this early for your drum fill, you know, if you want to do it that way. Now, I don't use any drum fills acoustically live. I don't. I just don't. It's just a straight looped beat. And couple times there's a couple, I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 songs out of 200 songs I do that I actually will be strumming, and then I have enough time to go boom, hit it, and it'll do a nice little drum fill. So it's cheesy the way I do it, but whatever. But these really belong on the ground to use. But for what I'm doing, I need to be able to go through the different beats and drum sets on each song. And each song on in my book, I have T for tempo. And if it's at 88, it's at 88 or whatever, or 120 or whatever it is. And so you can adjust your tempo here for each song you do. And yeah, it's what else can I tell you about this darn thing? The Beat Buddy. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. You know, there's nothing wrong with going straight, you know, and just going straight and having some maybe effects on your guitar or whatever. But, you know, for years, back in the 80s, I was a rock star back in the days, and was with the band with me and my brother, God rest his soul. But we were in a band together called Cat House in Hollywood, and we ended up getting a demo deal on Warner Brothers. And so they're just getting ready to sign us, and then my brother made some bad decisions, brought in another person in the band. It changed the whole thing of the sound, so we ended up getting dropped. But before that, we ended up co-headlining with GNR and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Gene Addiction, all those guys. We all kind of toured together around in town in Orange County. We all kind of played together and co-headlined quite a bit. Just all good friends, and still some of them I still keep in touch with till this day. But anyway, so all my life, so I went from glam rock in the 80s to straight to country. So I'm just giving you a little background about what I did and why I'm doing it now, why I'm doing solo acoustic, just giving you my background a little bit. Then I went to country and then ended up touring with, I was in a couple decent, successful country bands, and we ended up opening up for Shania Twain and Clint Black back in the day in the early 90s. And then we had an opportunity to go on tour with Dwight Yoakam, be his opening act. He was on tour for like 4 months, so we got to go and open for him for all the fairs and stuff that Dwight did. Then I put another band together in the Eastern Sierras of California, and it was called Jeffrey James and the Wanted Gang, and we started kind of going up, building a little bit, even though there's not much around there, but we played a lot up in Reno, Tahoe, or more Reno. Never played in Tahoe with them, but played in Reno. We went down to LA, San Diego, played down there along the coast, on the west coast here. They picked us up for some opening acts for Kid Rock and Uncle Kracker. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but yeah, so we got to, they had some great shows and stuff, and then, you know, drummer, the bass player I had a bad liver. He ended up dying, and the drummer, my drummer, because we were just a 3-piece, he ended up getting involved with drugs, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And they're, you know, they're in their late 40s, early 50s. I'm like, really? Man. So at that point in time, me and my girl said, I talked to my girl, and she says, you know, I think I'm done. Kind of, it's so hard to put a band together these days. I mean, you really have to have the right, everything has to blow in the wind just right to get 4 guys or 3 guys together with everyone's schedule and practice your nuts off and get out there and start doing shows. So it's just a lot of hard work, and I did it for so long. So that's why I am solo, because I don't depend on anybody, just myself. So I show up, set my gear up, and then play and get my check and go. So that's what I do, and make a pretty decent living at it, just playing at, you know, restaurants and bars, and you know, you get the bigger venues and stuff you play at now and again too, because I'm doing all cover. I'm such a pleaser when it comes to music, and so I have such a good repertoire of songs, from the Beatles to the Band, oh God, Neil Young, Neil Diamond, David Bowie. I do Eagles, and did I say the Beatles? I do a lot of Beatles. I'm a big Beatle fan. Anyways, I'll get into my TC Helicon that I use, which is amazing, and that is a game changer for a solo artist. But this is such a great, and it really is. I know it seems like it's complicated, but it's not. It's easy as hell. And trust me, I am a little slow when it comes to electronics. It's like it takes me a few to really get it to click in and understand what's going on here and how to work. I'm a little slow in that area. This is so user friendly, it's stupid. I mean, you just plug in and go. It's that simple. I'm not sponsored by these guys. They're not giving me a darn penny. I wish they would. Maybe they'll send me a new one. But I love this thing. It's awesome. And then, like I said, this is up on my board, where my board is sitting next to me when I gig. This is on the floor. And so this is on and off. So it's like when you're jamming and you end the song, boom, you hit it. You hit it right, end it right on the 1 or the 4 or whatever. You just end it and hit it like that. And when you want to start, it starts right back on the 1. So you don't have to, it's just amazing. It's just, what a game changer. So this is working good for me. I don't see anybody using this. Of course, I don't really go out that much. I don't see a lot of other solo artists. So anyways, maybe they do. I just never seen it on YouTube or anything. So this is what I use. You could use this for recording, you can use it for live gigs, or you could use it just to jam and practice at home. That's what they're great. So that's it on this thing. I don't want to get into it too long, but I'm so happy that the few people that I have on this channel have stuck it out, and they're still on there and actually start building up after the pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, the flu started lifting. So yeah, it's time to get back to work. On the West Coast here, I don't know what it's like where you guys are at, but it is starting to lift, and it's little pockets of areas that are starting to open. I'm going to be here on this. I'm going to start posting up some stuff. I don't know if it'll be weekly yet. It could be, but I could start going every week. There's a lot of stuff to cover, man, when you're doing a solo thing. So I'm just here to share it with you guys. I hope you like this video. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments, and I will respond to you on them. And that's about it. So do me a favor, you guys. Stay safe. Get your slippers on, and let's get out there and do some jamming.